Oi, what's the best game where you get to eat pie? What's the best game where you play a dead guy? Aye? You'll find out in VG247's podcast. Here, what's the best game where you swing from a rope? And what's the best game where you batter the Pope? Assassin's Creed 2. Like I said, you will find out in this here podcast. Hello and welcome to VG247's Best Games Ever podcast, where we attempt to find the best game within a very specific category. For example, this week we're looking for the best game that's a shameless rip-off of another game, a topic I thought of while playing the Crew Motorfest beta, which serves as many things, one of them being a handy point of comparison to Forza Horizon 5, in that it's almost the exact same idea, but executed with none of the passion or panache. It's a grim showcase of what would happen if you surgically removed the special something from a game that transcends the sum of its parts. All the same bits are there, the horrendously vapid mid-2010s YouTube-style personalities fronting an absurdly unlikely motoring festival with an infinite budget that takes over the roads of an entire country for an indeterminate amount of time, the licensed cars, the Jerry Bruckheimer spectacle of it all. It's all there, and yet, while Forza Horizon gushes forth from your TV in a kaleidoscope of honeyed joy, the Crew merely dribbles grimly onto the carpet. Both of them need mopped up after, but for completely opposite reasons. I'm joined today by Kelsey and Connor, but we also have a special guest who you could describe as an expert on morally dubious cloning. We have with us Bob Clemmens, who's a GM crop scientist from the University of Exeter. How you doing, Bob?
Hello, yeah, I'm good, thank you.
So are you coming to us from Exeter, or are you somewhere else at the moment?
Yeah, Exeter.
You're in Exeter, right? Okay, and you're a GM crop scientist, yeah?
Yep.
You need to keep that in mind, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, what would you say the world of engineering crops tells us about the dangers of copying something indiscriminately while also kind of stripping out what makes it special?
Mutants, things that become mutated are bad sometimes. Resident Evil.
Yeah. So you're saying that without genuine creativity and innovation, something like the Crew Motorfest is only ever going to be a pale imitation of something without ever, transcending to that point where it becomes a genuine work of art. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, I can't comment too much on that. I haven't played that particular game. But yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. As long as we've got that straightened out, Connor and Kelsey, how are you guys doing? Are you mourning the loss of Tom? Because of course.
Yeah, greatly.
It's hard. It's so hard. But I'm excited that there's a new level of challenge to the podcast now. We have guests kind of tied to the topic. So
we got guests. We got guests for weeks lined up. Every week is going to have a new guest on it. Some would question how we could manage that with the level of organization it would take, but got a new guest every week forever.
We work hard, and it's good to have you, Bob.
Yeah,
thanks.
Yeah, thanks very much for joining us, Bob.
It's all right.
Bob Clemmens. Right, okay. The best game that's a shameless rip-off of another game, and I think, guest privilege. Should we let Bob go first? Everyone, is that? I think that'll be a nice thing to do. The person who used to take your slot, Bob, used to always sort of complain if he didn't get to go first, and we never let him because we like being cruel. But we're not going to be cruel today. So, Bob, in your opinion, what is the best game that's a shameless rip-off of another game?
Well, this is quite tricky for me because I only really play one game. So I was trying to research other games that I could pick.
I imagine in the world of academia, you don't get much time for video games as such. I just
play Spore. That's my only game I'm into.
Yeah.
So I played that quite a lot, but that's quite an original game, really. So it doesn't really fit this topic.
There's nothing like it.
When I was a child, I used to play quite a lot of sort of football games. So I played sort of like Sensible Soccer. Played some games, or even on my Commodore, I had a football game. I think it's called International Football. It was quite bad.
Yeah.
And then I got into like what the next level of football games, and that's kind of like beyond playing them, right? It's more of a overseer type,
crying out loud,
overseer type role, where you look at the games from a more of a godlike position, where you could sort of I'm trying to think of the word, manage football clubs and players. So I played quite a lot of those games because I thought it was just more interesting to me than rather than being individual players on a pitch randomly. I could control them all. So I played Premier Manager, Championship Manager. And then it progressed and played those quite a lot. And then the game came out that I was really quite impressed with as a that fits this topic very well, in that it essentially was Championship Manager again.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
And I liked it a lot. But I thought, no, I'm not going to pick this game because it doesn't.
Oh, thank Christ!
I don't want to become a stereotype.
Yeah.
So I thought, right, what is actually a game? And I started thinking about my children and what they play, and they're really into football, right?
The Clemmens children.
Yeah. No, it's not football. The game I'm picking is Crash Team Racing, which is I don't know what the topic is exactly called, but it is very much a clone of Mario Kart. But actually, it doesn't feel bad. It feels like, I don't know, the new one, as far as I could read on the internet, because I'm not obviously a games journalist to know all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But people moaned quite a lot that it was a bit sort of grabby in terms of trying to get you to buy things and whatever from the store. I saw my son playing this quite a lot. I don't play games because what am I? GM?
Yeah, GM crop
scientist.
University of Exeter.
From Exeter,
It sounded plausible.
Yeah. So I haven't played it, but I've seen my son play it, and it looks like a very nice clone of Mario Kart.
Okay.
And that's it really. Is that how this podcast goes?
Usually, that's about right. Yeah. So, what about? So, did you consider any other sort of kart clones? Because I know that your predecessor enjoyed a game called Lego 2K Drive, which was kind of a bit of a kart game, but also kind of, once again, returning to the intro, a bit of a copy of Forza Horizon in some ways as well.
Yeah, I've not played that.
Yeah. You wouldn't have any insight about that then?
No.
Okay. No. Yeah, that's interesting because kart games, since Mario Kart, it's been not an explosion, but there's been a steady trickle of alternatives to Mario Kart, haven't there? You know, for people who I remember back in the Mega Drive and SNES days, those of us who didn't have a Super Nintendo, we had Street Racer on the Mega Drive and on the Amiga, and it was just as good as Mario Kart. It just didn't have the characters.
I remember Street Racer from my childhood.
Yeah, it was great. It was good. It was a really good Mode 7 racer, but nobody remembers it because it didn't have Mario in it.
Can I get rid of the disguise?
No.
Can I just get rid of it now?
No, people won't know who you are then. People need to know that you're a GM crop scientist from Exeter.
It's bothering me a bit because these sunglasses aren't prescription. I can't really see very well.
I was thinking that this entire time. I was like, how are you seeing?
Yeah. It's remarkable as well. For the person who used to occupy your slot had the exact same background and everything.
This is quite a common background.
Must have got that off a website or something. Anyway, sure, by all means, change your disguise.
Be comfortable,
It's gonna. I mean, it might shock people.
Yeah.
It's good podcasting, this.
Yeah, this is peak podcasting. The grand reveal.
It's me, everyone. If you're not watching this because you thought I wasn't on this podcast,
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
You can't hear this, but
all the people we convinced you were leaving by repeatedly telling them you were leaving, how stupid do they look right now?
I just wanted to get the download numbers up for 1 week. I haven't even looked at the stats, to be honest.
Yeah. What you've done is essentially one of those people who fakes their own death just to attend their own funeral and hear all the nice things people say about them.
Yeah.
Right. You've done a very soft but nonetheless just as immoral version of that.
I did that at school, there's more to this. There's more to this than that story, right? So I was in a school play. I was quite an actor at school. I may have said this before, but I was lots of plays at school.
Yeah.
And 1 year, I can't remember what year it was, but because I am a twin, they thought, right, it'd be great if you could do something with your brother, right? And we'll play on that hilarious fact that you look the same and can do things that other people can't by appearing in different places, right? So obviously my brother's not an actor. He's quite useless at performing. But he had to go along with it anyway because I wanted to do it, and otherwise the whole play is going to be ruined. So as a side to this, he was the understudy for me 1 year because it made sense. He could just slot in as being me. But I was actually violently ill one night, and he said he refused to do it, did quite a tantrum. And then one of my friends, who wasn't even in the play, who'd been following it so closely, knew all the lines, stepped in and did it.
Wow.
It's a funny story. But anyway, the dead thing, one of the plot points was that the character died and then jumped out of a box on the other side of the stage.
So you didn't convince people that you were dead at all?
Well, yeah, I died on the stage, and then my brother jumped out of a box. So I'm not dead. How's this happened?
Right, okay. All right, let's move on from that, because this is already... I think I'm overstimulated somehow. Right.
You're buzzing.
Okay. All right, okay. So, Tom Ari, so you've picked... what was it again? I've completely forgotten.
Crash Team Racing.
It's
All right,
Crash
okay.
Team Racing Nitro.
Something or other,
Nitroglycerin.
I know a lot of people swear by the original, right? There's always been that sort of gaggle of people who are like, "Oh, man, Crash Team Racing is the best racer."
You know, every Mario Kart clone has like a subculture of people who insist it's the best kart racer.
Yeah, not.
You know, I'm sure there's other people who think Street Racer was amazing. Can't just be me. Well, it might well just be me. But Tom remembers it at least, right? Okay, but speaking of that particular type of clone, Kelsey, what have you got for us? Because I
just want you to know that someone somehow has 23,000 hours in this game. I don't even know how that's possible. But anyway,
that's like commitment to the meme, innit?
Because people are freaks, like they're awful.
It's ridiculous. So the game that I've chosen is not Mario Kart. It's Garfield Kart Furious Racing, which is a Mario Kart clone. And just like you said, I will absolutely ride on this one, the idea that it is the best Mario Kart clone out there. If you play as Garfield or Odie or John and you collect lasagna and you do exactly what you do in Mario Kart, but with Garfield. With a cute orange cat.
Is this just because it's got a cat in it? Is that what
but also it's great. It's great. It has like wands and pillows and much better items than Mario Kart.
How many hours have you played this for?
At least 2. Maybe 3.
That's enough. That's like several.
That sounds
races,
like
right?
a game.
That's more than most people. But if you do look at the Steam reviews, they're very positive, and there's over 9,000 of them. So
it is literally very positive.
This game changed my life. This game has single-handedly saved my mental health. Someone else put lasagna 10 out of 10. And this person has 12 hours, and they put this game is actually really good, and that's what it is. It's kind of surprising. My
favorite user review for this game is 5.4 hours on record, and it just says car.
Yeah. That's a brilliant one.
Here's my question, right? Because from the moment I saw this game online or whatever, it was immediately understood as like a funny gag, right? It was a joke. It wasn't like, respect to the devs, like, I'm sure they may have done a good time with it, a good job with it, but like the vast majority of people playing Garfield Kart are just like, lol, it's the cat, right, and the lasagna, and you know, so like, how good of a game is it really?
It is actually good. It's better than Forza Horizon 5.
What? But this is feels a bit like...
That's all I'm saying.
Just taking shots at, like, the person who
I
decides
love
to win
Forza
here.
Horizon 5 as well.
I can't believe this.
Clearly not. This feels a lot like the argument for the film Cats, right? Like, it's actually good because, oh, look how funny it is, all the cats.
Right.
Human cats, aren't they weird? But yeah, it's good actually because
Did anyone ever say that about the Cats
Some
movie?
people, I'm sure it's
I
got
saw it in the
defense
cinema.
to us. Connor, what?
On that note, there's a
It was
lot of weird reviews for this game as well
hilarious.
about the cat. So there's too many that mention jiggle physics.
You know, the original
it's a game
Garf-
about cat.
Jiggle physics of Garfield or the lasagna?
The fact that the game doesn't have jiggle physics on Garfield.
And this is the this is the group of people you're aligning with, are people who are like
I'm not
complaining
aligning
about...
with those specific individuals. I'm just
Sounds
aligning
like-
with the ones that say this game is very good. This
Okay.
game has redefined what it means to be a racing game. I align with that person.
But I think if you're cutting away all the Garfield perverts, there are only like, 10% of Garfield Kart fans left, right?
No. That's like 10% of Garfield fans gone.
What's a Garfield pervert? What are you on about?
Like
People
you know, like how
asking
there's
for
Sonic
jiggle
perverts, there's Garfield perverts.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
They're probably are, yeah.
Yeah.
Furries
People are
just-
really
they
weird.
really ruin everything, don't they, for everyone? Like, they take a wholesome thing like Garfield and make it weird. You know, like the same mentality took a really wholesome like kids show for wee girls in My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic,
God.
which is a wonderful cartoon, and I'm a big fan of it, but not enough of a fan to dress up as Applejack and attend some sort of My Little Pony event as a grown man, because that would be weird. That's a weird thing to do, and people who do that should stop. Anyway.
Everyone can do what they like.
Yeah.
No.
To be
Yeah, you
clear.
can do whatever you want as long
Jim
as you're not
taking
hurting
a firm
anyone.
stance against the furry community on
I
I'm
that.
do
absolutely
agree
taking
with
a firm
Jim.
stance against the furry
I
community.
mean, it's not for me, but other people can do what they want. I mean,
We're gonna
ponies.
get complaints from furries, aren't we? We're gonna
Yeah.
Probably.
Furries, we
emails.
love
What you've
you.
done.
Ponies. I don't understand. This might come as a shock. I don't understand. I don't know much about the furry community, right?
Right.
But it implies to me
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
like, is a pony a furry? I assumed a furry was like
They're called bronies and Pegasisters.
because I thought a furry was like a bear or something with actual fur. Whereas
Yeah, I think furries are fur.
Look,
I
there's a
think-
lot
because
of-
people who are like lizards are like scalies, right?
But there's a lot of crossover between the brony community and the furry community, I think.
right.
I believe.
So is there like crossover events for like people that go as bronies for like the ponies and then like furries as like Clifford the Big Red Dog?
I think they all kind of accumulate in the same spaces, yeah.
Do dogs have fur? They probably have hair as well. What are
Yeah.
furries then? Just bears? What have fur? What animals have
People-
fur?
Anything.
Anything
Arctic
People
with
who
fur.
like
foxes is a
dressing
common
up as
one.
animals.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Arctic foxes is a really popular one for some reason.
I mean, Arctic
'Cause
Fox
they're
is
cool.
pretty cool. Yeah.
I'm still stuck on Pegasisters. What a sick... That's like a band
Pegasisters.
name. That's
Pretty
sick,
cool.
Bronies
ain't
and
it?
Pegasisters.
Pegasisters is rad. I'll say, I'll give
Like
you
they've
that.
got a good little community name for themselves, I guess.
That's pretty good.
Can't knock
good.
that.
But yeah, so
So Garfield's out, right? Garfield's
well, I
not
thought
a
I
good
thought
choice.
I had.
Garfield's a good game.
How many hours? How many hours do you play this amazing game?
Like 2 hours, right? That's all I needed to play. Yes, okay, I've played
That's
Mario
more than
Kart
some
more,
winners. That's more than
but
some winners on this podcast have had. So I
Yes.
think that's fair.
It's more than I've played Thatcher's Tech Base, so please give me
Don't.
some
Why
credit
would you
here.
bring that up? I was trying to defend you, and now I want nothing to do with you.
Did you see that a documentary has been produced on Thatcher's Tech Base?
Yes. Yeah, I
By
need to
my
watch
good
it.
friend Owen O'Donnell, who is going to at some point guest on this podcast, right? Possibly next week. So he made this documentary because he knows the people who made Thatcher's Tech Base, and it's on the Infinite Review YouTube channel. So
I
you
don't
should
want to be
go and
mean to Owen, right?
Yeah.
But when I said guests, right, I assumed you're going to get like people that would expand the audience, like big.
It will
big
expand
names.
the audience. His podcast gets more than ours.
Fine. Fine. I might rethink appear on his show then.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I mean, he's been asking me to ask you to go on Show and Tell Hell, which is his podcast.
I'll do it.
Yeah. He has been asking because he loves this show, and well, loves might be a bit strong. He enjoys this show, and he's always asking me like, will so and so come on? And you know, and I was like, look, I've asked Tom like 6 times, and every single time he just either completely ignores the question or says he'll do it for £1 million, which is clearly absurd. I thought I had Garfield Kart, right, in my Steam library, and it turns out I don't. I'm pretty sure I got it in a Humble Bundle ages ago.
I have both. I have the first one and the sequel. And
There's a sequel?
The sequel is the one that I'm
Furious
talking
Racing
about.
is the sequel.
Sorry.
Yeah, no,
The original's
Furious
like
Racing is the one.
$3.99. Are they exactly the same though, for the most part? Because like in screenshots, they look exactly the same.
I'm pretty sure they are. I'm pretty sure the second one is just like here's some cool items.
Yeah, it's like the PC version of the Sega version of the All Stars Racing Transformed, which has, funnily enough, the Football Manager character. I started playing that on the Steam Deck after Alex won with it that week on the podcast, and I played the Football Manager car, and it's like the best car in the game. So
there we go.
what you make of that? All right, okay. So best game that's a shameless rip-off of another game. We best move on, just in case we get in trouble with another group of internet people. Connor, what have you got for us?
Right, I need to take you back all the way to 11:30 p.m. last night.
Okay.
Right, okay.
I was in, I had walked 30 minutes in the rain to my local Pure Gym. I was doing deadlifts.
Yeah.
My mind in tatters, my body aching, my mood miserable. I didn't want to talk to anyone around me. And I knew I was stuck there for roughly 40 minutes before I could be free of that experience. Yeah. And I sat back covered in like just really sad at the gym. And I realized, wait a minute, I had experienced this sensation before. And it reminded me of League of Legends, a game that is really good, but I hate, and is a clone of Defense of the Ancients, quite shamelessly and famously.
Oh shit, is that what Dota stands for? I never knew. Okay.
So back, the two CEOs of Riot Games were like, this game is pretty great, let's just make our own. And then they did that, and then they built this massive, disgusting, horrible plague on my life with it. And League of Legends
sounds like a winner, Connor.
Yeah, League of Legends is fantastic.
Disgusting
the game itself
on your life.
The League of Legends is an amazing game. It's so good that I keep downloading it and playing it even after AFK penalties stack up when I just auto F4 and get frustrated with it. And the real problem of the game isn't the game itself, because it's fantastic. It's the other people who play it. I guess myself and Q. It's just really horrible. But the game itself is super solid and very popular and very lovely. And the reason why I picked it specifically over other clones is because it's actually a 2-for-1.
Oh.
Because inside League of Legends client, there's a little game mode called Teamfight Tactics, which is itself kind of, time as a flat circle, a shameless clone, now with updates, mind you, of another Dota mod called Auto Chess. Teamfight Tactics is kind of the only big survivor of that weird subgenre that was kind of massive back in its day. So, you boot up League of Legends and you've got clones out the wazoo. It's just covered in clones. And all of them are really good. And, I've been playing League of Legends now for years and years and years. I can't tell you hours. I can say I've had 3 accounts. And it's fantastic.
Is that what you do with the get-togethers? Like, I've got 3 accounts.
Yeah.
I've got 4 accounts.
2 of them are chat banned. One of them has this many cosmetics on it. Let's go.
You walk up to like your friends. You say, I can't play League of Legends because I've got a 2-week suspension for over 4 in games.
It's almost a flex at this point, which is so weird.
I was excited. They released a new game mode for League of Legends recently, which is like a 2v2 like arena mode, and I was really excited for it. But then my fridge was running morning. My cat's dog had to go to the hospital, whatever. So I AFK'd and just afford it, and I got a 2-week suspension, which is horrid. I missed it. All my friends are playing and having a great time. Oh, League of Legends is so great. It's the best game. It's a shameless clone of another game you've ever played, they said. And, you know, I couldn't do it. I was too busy.
How do you fit this game into... I don't understand how you play this, Connor. Because you play loads of games.
Yeah.
Then this game feels like it should be like the only game that you ever have time to play.
That's because a lot of League players will no life the game, and the healthy thing is to not do that.
The traditional way...
I love the use of no life as a verb. But
yeah. The traditional way, right? So I wake up in the morning, breakfast, shower, everything. 9 a.m. work. Diligently work until 5 p.m. every day. After work is finished, I will usually do some other stuff, like maybe play a hi-fi rush or a game I actually like. I'll have dinner. And then my friends, when they're not playing World of Warcraft, will be like, let's play League of Legends. And I'll be like, no, I don't want to. And then they'll be like, let's play League of Legends. And I'll be like, sure. And then I'll play that until like 10 p.m.
And that's how it always goes.
And that's how it always goes.
We literally have the same routine, except I will play Teamfight Tactics instead of League.
You also play Valorant, which is like...
I've stopped playing Valorant now.
You've stopped playing... I was going to say...
I go through phases where I'll no-life it for a few months, and then I decide that I actually want to enjoy games again.
See, and here's the thing. That's the kind of the trend of these sort of... With Teamfight Tactics and League of Legends. They are great, but they are a burden on your life. They are so fantastic, and I cannot stop playing League. And
a burden on your life.
That's exactly what most Riot games are. They're fantastic. There's no denying that they're fantastic, but oh my god, they make you hate your life.
Yeah. You know what game doesn't make you hate your life, Jim?
Garfield Kart, Furious Racing.
Crash Team
But all
Racing.
the best games do make you hate your life. It's true.
No, they don't.
They do.
They do Elden Ring.
Elden Ring? Oh, I'm so bad at games. Why am I so bad? Why am I 40? There we go. World of Warcraft. Oh, I've spent 50 hours farming this horse. You know,
I've not done any of those things. That sounds like a choice you're making, Connor.
I'm, you know, as always, I kind of represent the new wave of the younger generation of gamers, and all the best games make you hate yourself.
The younger generation.
Pretty sure World of Warcraft was around when you were like 5 or something. Right?
All the 20-year-olds are playing World of Warcraft Classic. It's true.
First of all, how old are you, Connor?
I plead the fifth on that.
No, how old are you? Come on.
I'm 18 years old.
You're not. Fuck, spill it, right?
I'm 25 years old.
Right, 25. Right. Once you're over 25, you're no longer part of the younger generation. You're in your fucking mid-20s.
No, but
Wait, so I've got another 2 years to go. Let's go.
People say that at every age. It's kind of
No, they don't.
Oh, you know, you're not really old. You're 30, but when you're past 30, you'll be until they're like 50, and then no one.
No, I'm telling
says
you,
that.
once you pass 25, that's it. You're no longer a young person. You're an adult.
No, age is a sense of mind.
Anything
I
under
think I heard that in a
25?
song once.
Technically a young person. Anything over 25, you're like, now you are a person with responsibilities, and nobody will take your opinion seriously on youth.
Yeah,
culture
but you're
because
acting like young and old is a binary. The good thing about this podcast is you and Tom are, in fact, so old that there are several layers I can come in at. And I can
firstly,
come at just
39 isn't even that old, right?
It's so old.
It's not.
So...
So that's not even like if I was 40, I'd take your
1
point,
year.
But yeah. I'm sneaking in under the sort of like.
No, you're just getting in there. Yeah,
Definitely
League of
not
Legends.
a young person, but
League of Legends is arguably the game of my generation, which is why it's so amazing and also so horrible.
yeah.
I would personally love to see both Tom and Jim play League of Legends.
I don't understand MOBAs. I just don't get them.
That is exactly why I would like to see you guys play it.
See, because I like Jim and Tom, I don't want you to play League of Legends.
Yeah, you're really selling this game, Connor.
It is because you'll play it and you'll be like, "Oh, this is really good. I see what the hype is. It's the best game that's a shameless clone of another game I've ever
It's one of these
played."
games you have to play against other people, and that's an
Not until you hit level 30. You can play against robots.
Fucking hell! Not until you hit level 30.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Once again, really selling it now.
Once you hit 30, you become old. Yeah.
Right, okay. Right. Okay. There is a new theme tune for the bit where I have to pick something, right? But we don't have it yet. So it'll debut next week. But I can't wait to present it to everyone because it's about a minute and a half long, and I'm going to make everyone listen to it every single time.
Brilliant. So are we sending off? Is this the episode where we send off podcast?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's gone. It was
rest in
only ever
peace.
meant to be a placeholder, but Tom hated it so much that I kept it in.
You know what? This is probably the saddest departure from the podcast yet.
Yeah. Certainly the saddest in recent memory.
Yeah.
I know at least one person on this episode is going to be really upset with me for what I'm about to do. But last time you were on, Connor, you won, so you can't complain too much. League of Legends, right? I mean, you can't deny the quality of League of Legends, but you also can't deny that it ruins people's lives, basically, as you've alluded to several times. I mean, you've described it as a burden.
Yeah,
Almost.
but
I mean,
like,
as well designed
burden.
but as well designed as something is, I can't imagine a world where, like, for example, like my friend Richie, right, loves Mega Man, but describes Mega Man as punishing,
right,
and I'm like, how can that be good if you yourself describe it as punishing?
How could Mega Man, one of the most classic and beloved games of all times, be good?
Mega Man's rubbish.
It's great.
Mega Man.
Yeah,
Never understood it.
All I'm saying, right, is like all the best.
Rich is getting it tight. He's not even here.
Not to dour the mood, but a lot of the best parts of my life are a burden. You know,
That is a really dark way to look at it.
The
What does that
Greg's,
even mean?
think about it. Like,
Are you talking about the cat?
what? You know, cats. Love cats, right? Are unarguably a burden on your free time, right? Kids,
they're not.
Lovely.
Cats look after
We
themselves.
love kids. We love having children and, like, you know, looking after them and raising them to be their
How
own
many kids
people.
you got? Connor? How
Zero.
Many kids you got?
But-
How many kids you got?
The burden of having a child is unarguable. You know, you can't argue it.
I mean, I don't know. It's
League
spot
of
on, Tom. To be fair.
Greg's sausage rolls, delicious, but I eat them, and that's what, like 50% of my daily allowance of fat. Unarguably a burden on my life. And League of Legends, fantastic. Love playing it. I've got all the champions. I just really love playing top lane. It's my favorite thing. Horrible. I could be spending that time reading a book or playing games that are more exciting, like to me at the time, like Hi-Fi Rush or whatever.
You're supposed
but I
to be
play it
making the
every
case for League of
single
Legends.
week.
You literally just said,
Every single
you
week.
literally, you just did a little sign. You went, I could be reading a book. Like,
You know, it's a love-hate thing. It's fantastic.
it's not. It's a form of Stockholm syndrome, and you've got it really bad. And I can't enable it by picking
You
it.
can enable it, and
I
you should
actually can't.
enable
I
it, because there will
can't.
be days when you're like, oh, I'm really sick of, like, whatever the game you're playing. But you'll be like, do you know what? I still love this
Most
game.
definitely Assassin's Creed 2.
Exactly. What was it your favorite game of all time? Fits into this category.
I'll never get tired of Assassin's
Just don't
Creed 2.
pick Bob's pick.
This
Or
thing.
have we dropped that bit?
We haven't dropped mine yet. No, we have dropped Bob. Bob's gone.
Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
Bob.
Oh, are we doing you're a different guest every week now, or
We lasted 10 minutes and then we just
I really
fucked the
can't be
bit
arsed.
off.
I can't
like-
believe this. I can't believe that I had a whole load of names,
You
job
can do
titles
it, but-
lined up.
You can do it as an intro, but I'm not wearing out the disguise again.
It's funny. We should keep doing it.
No.
I thought we were gonna like order a different hat every week, but
No, I haven't
charity
think-
company.
I've been thinking about getting a different hat. I could expense it then, I suppose.
Yeah.
I
not
thought
gonna
You
do
like
that.
you
I'm
like
not gonna
hats
do
as
that.
well, so
We should keep it around just as long as we can bring James in for 1 week and then get rid of it.
No.
no, he
okay.
won't do it. He's done with all that.
Oh.
Depends
But
what James we're talking about.
James Ori.
No, I thought our James. No, I thought our
Oh,
Bill
Bill Cliff. I thought you were
Yeah,
talking about James Ori.
Getting my brother on would have been amusing, just as a moment of, is that actually Tom?
Yeah.
One week we'll probably do that. I'm not going to tell you when.
We should do that.
Yeah, you should do that. And
If you do,
not tell anyone.
that, you should arrange it and not even tell us. Just literally like have him log in as
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. He'd have to be around my house in the same room. He
Yeah.
does live a long way away, so it's
Yeah, but he's
tricky,
got lighter hair than you, so I'll see through it straight away.
Yeah.
Because I worked with these guys for years. I know the differences between you and James. I'm not an idiot.
Anyway, though,
all right,
so
right.
League of Legends is gone.
Yeah.
It's a winner. What? Okay.
Garfield It's not a good game, is
It's
it?
Garfield.
Let's face it. It's not a
It is a good game.
It's
It
Garfield.
is.
It's not a good game.
It's Garfield. I
Really, it's
don't. Right. I don't like Crash Bandicoot. Right. I don't like his attitude.
Didn't Connor win once with Crash Bandicoot?
I did win once with Crash Bandicoot, and the fact that you're going to make this decision based on not liking Crash Bandicoot is outrageous.
Yeah,
That's unbelievable.
I don't like Crash Bandicoot. Like, I was probably feeling sorry for Connor that week because he never wins. Right?
I think that was the episode where I was being like seized by the police. Right, they were banging down that wall.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you were recording in like the fucking gazebo or something.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So yeah, look, I don't like Crash Bandicoot or the cut of his jib, right? I think
There's
his
other
games,
characters in it.
his games
There's
are
loads of
obnoxiously
characters.
hard. He's like an also ran mascot from the 90s. The decade of the video game mascot, and there's like dozens of mascots that are better than him. And I feel like
I'm not claiming he's a good mascot. I'm saying the game is good.
There were
but
dozens of
I'm
mascots better than Crash Bandicoot.
yeah, fucking dozens, loads.
Name 6.
Right,
You said
okay.
dozens. Name 12.
I'm not naming 12.
Right? Dozens. You.
All right, there's at
Okay.
least half a dozen mascots better than Crash Bandicoot, right? All right. Okay, Lara
You're
Croft,
wrong, but go on. Sure.
right? Lara Croft's better than Crash
Is she a
Bandicoot. Can't deny
mascot?
that.
She's your mascot.
Yeah,
What's
she's
your
a fucking mascot. Lara
of what?
Croft is like the quintessential PlayStation mascot for the 90s, right?
What are you on?
100%.
What are you on?
100%.
That is true. I give him that. That's
All right,
fine.
so you got Lara Croft, you got Mario, Sonic, right? That's 3.
He's gonna pull the Microsoft to see like the car from Forza Horizons, like
3. He's got 3.
No, fucking Master Chief. Master Chief's a mascot. He's better than
Master
Crash
Chief
Bandicoot,
is a
right?
mascot. Yes.
Right. Who else? Oh fuck. Right. Well, that's 4 that are better than Crash Bandicoot.
There we go.
Are we on about mascots better than Crash? Kirby, Donkey Kong.
Kirby's not
Is
a mascot.
Kirby a mascot though?
Kirby's like
They're
a,
like little side mascots, and they're still better than Crash.
Donkey Kong, I would argue is a mascot though.
Is Spyro a mascot?
Spyro's sort of. Spyro's sort
Yeah.
of on the PlayStation.
I don't think Spyro's better than Crash though. I think
No.
you've got the same energy. I don't like them.
Crash was
Yeah.
a bigger mascot for PlayStation than Spyro was,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. He's all right. We've got 5.
And Kirby, definitely not. Kirby's
I
fine,
can't
but it's
think of
not a
any more
mascot.
mascots.
So
I'm
it's
sure
fine.
there were. I'm
This
sure there were
game,
more
though,
mascots.
Jim,
Did
So
the
you
Amiga
started
have
with
a
dozens
mascot,
and
Tom?
we're at 4.
Yeah, it's a good game, this.
Did the Amiga have a mascot, Tom?
I don't know, I never had an Amiga. That beast. Shadow the Beast, was it, or something?
Altered Beast.
Altered Beast.
Shadow that.
The Beast from Altered Beast. All right, okay. Let's put everyone out of their misery, right? It's Garfield Kart Furious Racing is the best game. That's a
believe we
shameless
picked
rip-off
this.
of
It
another
just
game.
sucks, you know.
No,
'cause,
I
like,
I honestly can't believe I've won this.
you come on this
fantastic.
podcast giving like honest like openings
It looks
into my own
fantastic.
personal
It's-
struggles with an amazing
Sorry?
game.
It looks fantastic.
It
Have
looks
you seen this
fantastic.
game?
It looks fantastic, and
It
it's
looks good.
cat-based.
Crash Team
Oh,
Racing.
oh
is
no,
an
so there's
incredible-
the truth. It's just
Right.
cat based.
Incredible
You got
looking game.
Garfield, right? You got cat representation. You've got
There's
Italian
dog representation as well.
Have
Dog
you seen the character
representation.
list on Crash? It's got
Have
a
you seen it?
kangaroo.
Yeah.
It's got a Crash. What
As
is
an
it?
evil scientist,
This
yeah.
has got
Evil
John
scientist.
and Odie. Has it got the vet
Several
that John
masks.
dates?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, Garfield, Odie, John,
Alright,
Nermal.
fine.
Nermal, it's got Nermal.
There's
Nermal,
like loads of different variations
Who is
of
Nermal?
Garfield as well.
You don't know who Nermal is? Nermal's
No,
like,
I'm not.
Nermal's the wee cat that Garfield bullies.
Thing is, Garfield,
Oh well, what a star! What a hero!
Garfield's
Arlene.
not even a thing in the UK, is it? No one gives a shit about
Garfield
Garfield.
is absolutely a thing in the
Stop
UK.
saying-
They've also got mice.
Oh, I've got mice.
Mice?
Yeah, I take it back.
Amazing.
What an amazing pick. Fuck me.
Ernie.
Whatever.
And Squeak.
There's a polar bear in Crash.
There is a polar bear in Crash and a baby polar bear in Crash.
Yeah, there's loads of characters.
Yeah.
And it's also a good game, which is the key part of this whole podcast.
This is a good game. Very positive on Steam, Tom.
Yeah, but 90% of the reviews are it's got cat lol lasagna.
No.
Yeah, but there's a lot of
It's a meme
sincere
game.
reviews
It's a meme
here.
game. It's a meme game. It's a
Doesn't
meme
matter.
game.
Good game. It's
Doesn't
not
matter.
a good game.
It's a great game.
This is
I think
probably
it's
the
a good
worst
game
choice
if
you've ever
someone
made.
got 23,000 hours in it.
That's
a great
just-
game, and I
they've
think-
just AFK'd for like.
You can point to
23,000
any
hours.
one
There's someone else
guy.
with 18,000 hours. Like what?
there's a community somewhere of people just bragging about how many hours they've played this game, and that's all that is.
That's kind of sums up the meme, right? Oh, guys, look, I put 23,000 into
I really like Garfield's character model. I think it's really
you just literally.
Yeah, I think a lot of other people also really liked Garfield's character model. A little bit too much, maybe.
Oh, no. Oh, I didn't mean like that.
Change your mind.
I'm sorry.
You can. Okay, let's middle ground it. Pick Crash Bandicoot.
Not middle ground in anything. I'm not picking Crash Bandicoot.
It's too late.
Pick Crash
I don't
Team
like
Racing.
Crash Bandicoot. I'm not. There's not going to be no more Activision.
Your bigotry is getting out of control.
It's not bigotry. I don't like bandicoots.
Wow.
That's not a form of bigotry.
Wow.
I don't like. I don't like dogs.
Propagandist.
Are you angry because I came out of my disguise? Is that this is?
Yeah, that's partly that. Yeah, because but yesterday, given it, you need to come up with a backstory for Bob Clemmens, and I did.
Yeah, you did. That's fine. You did it. We did the thing. It's done.
And then you discarded it. Like
my worry, Jim, was that if we carried this on, we'd lose listeners. Right? We can only go so far without me on the show.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Can I retire from the podcast?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. No. All right. So next week the topic is the best game that you can never talk about at parties. Right, in celebration of Baldur's Gate 3.
Can I be on that? Can I be on that? Please. Please.
May I submit everything I've ever submitted?
Please.
Connor submits his entire Steam library.
Yeah.
Please.
For inspection.
Please, it'll be so funny. Please let me go on that one.
So I would like the audience to send us their picks for that, because going forward, as we said before, the audience is going to be a contestant, right?
We're going to pick Garfield karting.
They probably pick
Football
Manager.
That works for that topic, right? Surely. So yeah, the audience is now a contestant, and the audience currently has a score of 1 because of a live show, and that was an anomaly. But we want to get that up, and I really want to reach a point where the audience has more points than Connor, which I think is an achievable goal, right?
I mean,
All right. Well, thank you very much for listening. We're sorry we told you all that Tom was leaving the podcast, and then it turns out he wasn't. It's a really funny and clever switcheroo. It's the kind of thing that Video Gamer used to do all the time, isn't it, Tom?
We just had to end the Football Manager run. Like, it had to go out.
That is
somehow.
true. Like, we desperately had to figure out some kind of spectacular way to close off the whole Football Manager era.
I was spending about 20 hours a week coming up with
Tom was getting bored of it. A
work.
lot of the audience was getting bored of it as well. We were starting to get complaints. I'm getting sick of this now. It's not funny anymore. And you know what? Tom agreed.
That's not true. No one said that.
One person said that. One person on Twitter said that. And as you know, if you get one tweet about it, it represents at least like 900 people. So, but the only way we could think of to end the Football Manager era of the podcast was to literally kill Tom off. Let's end it there, because I want to put everyone out of their misery now. Thank you very much, everyone. First of all, guests for showing up, because we arranged this very last minute, didn't we, Tom? And thank you for listening. And do send us your picks for the best game that you can never talk about at parties, inspired by Baldur's Gate 3 coming out next week, and we'll read out the best ones next week. All right, thanks very much. Bye everyone.